Good morning, everyone. We will begin the town hall shortly. Before we begin, I just want to give a few reminders and just a few housekeeping. If you need to use the restroom, it's just right out the door and turn right. Nếu quý vị nào mà cần dùng phòng vệ sinh thì khi quý vị ra khỏi cửa, quý vị quẹo phải thì sẽ thấy phòng vệ sinh ở phía dưới gần cái cổng. If we may ask you to put your cell phone either on silence or vibrate so that we don't interrupt the town hall. Nếu quý vị có thể giúp cho ban tổ chức tay bằng cách chúng ta tắt cái tiếng của cái cell phone của mình để trong cái phần hội thảo chúng ta không có bị cản trở. Xin cảm ơn tất cả quý vị. Thank you everyone for being here today at the town hall to welcome United States Ambassador David Shear. I would like to begin today's program, and I'd like to invite Congressman Alan Lowenthal to come up to the podium.
Good morning, everyone. Xin chào quý vị. Congressman Alan Lowenthal, and it's my pleasure to welcome everyone to this very special town hall meeting. As we all know, that Little Saigon here in Orange County is home to one of the largest Vietnamese American communities anywhere outside of Vietnam. I'm proud to represent a large portion of that community, which make up a large segment of the 47th Congressional District. As a member of Congress, I'm honored to welcome today the United States Ambassador to Vietnam, the Honorable David Shear, here today to the Le-Jao Center here, which is in the heart of Little Saigon. First, I'd like to thank the Ambassador for making himself available to the Vietnamese American community and allowing me to facilitate today's town hall meetings.
Hôm nay sẽ đóng vai trò thông dịch sơ sơ thôi, tại vì như là cũng có hầu hết tất cả quý vị ở đây biết tiếng Anh phải không? Có ai cần nói bằng tiếng Việt không? Nhưng mà quý vị nếu mà cần thì chúng tôi sẽ làm cái việc đó sơ sơ thôi. Dạ. Thì ông Alan Lowenthal, đơn vị Alan Lowenthal xin kính chào tất cả quý vị có mặt ngày hôm nay. Ông rất là hân hạnh được đại diện cho một cái khu Việt Nam đông nhất ở ngoài nước Việt Nam, và ngày hôm nay đại diện cho về hạt 47 rất là hân hạnh được đón chào đại sứ David Shear về cái Le-Jao Center ở trong trung tâm của Little Saigon, Orange County. Và chúng tôi ngày hôm nay muốn cảm ơn ông đại sứ đã dành thời giờ đến với cộng đồng Việt Nam của chúng ta, và xin cảm ơn học khu Coastline Community College đã tạo cơ hội để chúng tôi tiếp đón tất cả mọi người ngày hôm nay.
Thank you. I'd like to begin by thanking the Coast Community College for hosting us this town hall meeting at the lovely Le-Jao Center. So I want to thank them. I'd like to recognize some of the co-hosts, not able to be here, but certainly the co-host with me is Congresswoman Loretta Sanchez, and my colleague Congressman Ed Royce, who is the chair of the Foreign Relations Committee, And both of them, the Congressman Royce was delayed, and so he was not able to be here, and either was Loretta Sanchez. But both of them joined with me in being hosts for today. I'd like to recognize first from the city of Westminster, where we're at. I'd like to recognize Mayor Triton. Councilmember Sergio Contreras. Councilmember Diana Carey. I just saw walking in from the Orange County Board of Supervisors, Supervisor Janet Wynn. They'll be coming up in just a few minutes to introduce. From the Coast Community College District, who are our hosts, I'd like to thank Board President Dr. Lorraine Prinsky, my dear friend, both, well, they're all my dear friends, but also Board Member Jim Moreno, Student Trustee Tanner Kelly. Tanner here. I believe Tanner is going to be here or soon to be here. We also have from the Coastline Community College President, I think, Dr. Loretta Adrian, and Vice President of Administrative Services, Ms. Christine Wynn. From my co-hosts, I have from the Office of Congresswoman Loretta Sanchez, who, as I mentioned, is a co-host. We have Gus Castellanos, who is her district director. Where's Gus? In the back. And also, my other co-host, Congressman Ed Royce, we have from his district office, Laura King. We have many people from the Office of Senator Lou Correa. We have Ms. Asia Cunningham, who is his district director, and Ms. Gwen Tron, who is also on his district staff. In the Office of Assemblywoman Sharon Quirk-Silva, we have Mr. Joe Pack. And from the city of Garden Grove, we have Councilmember Chris Vaughn. From Fountain Valley, Mayor Pro Tem Michael Vo. From the city of Stanton, Councilmember Carol Warren. From Los Alamitos, Mayor Warren Kusumoto. From the city of Long Beach, I believe we have Councilwoman Jerry Shipsky. Is she here? I don't see Jerry, nor do I see James Johnson, the city of Long Beach, but they will be here later this morning. From Garden Grove School District, we have the Honorable Board Member Bao Win. And from the Westminster School District, we have Board Member Andrew Wynn. And also from the Westminster School District, Board Member Jameson Powell. Rancho Santiago Community College, we have Trustee Jose Solario. State Legislature, it's a pleasure to see you. And I think from the Midway City Sanitation District Director, Tyler Diaz. If I missed anybody, come see me right now.
Kính thưa quý vị, ngày hôm nay chúng tôi có rất là nhiều đại diện của các văn phòng dân cử cũng như chính những người dân cử trong khu này. Nếu mà có sự thiếu sót nào, xin quý vị cho nhân viên của văn phòng danh biểu biết để chúng tôi có thể giới thiệu cho quý vị ngày hôm nay.
Thank you. You know, as I mentioned earlier, I am deeply honored to be able to introduce now the Ambassador David Shear, to the Vietnamese American community on his visit to Orange County. Today's town hall meeting will focus on bilateral relations between the United States and Vietnam, as well as related issues that are important to the Vietnamese American community, especially here in Little Saigon. We know that the normalization of relations and ties between the United States and the Socialist Republic of Vietnam, the government of Vietnam has gained tremendously from these economic ties to the United States. But, as I say, despite our partnership, the government in Vietnam has yet to demonstrate its commitment to upholding international laws and norms such as the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, which Vietnam is a signatory to and has yet to uphold those rights.
Như chúng tôi đã đều trình bày lúc đầu, chúng tôi rất là hân hạnh được giới thiệu đại sứ David Shear đến Cộng đồng Việt Nam tại Hội Cao ngày hôm nay. Buổi gặp gỡ với cộng đồng ngày hôm nay sẽ tập trung vào những vấn đề quan hệ song phương giữa Hoa Kỳ và Việt Nam, cũng như những vấn đề quan trọng đối với cộng đồng Việt Nam, người Mỹ gốc Việt tại khu Little Saigon. Chúng ta đều biết là sự bàn giao giữa nước Việt Nam và Hoa Kỳ đã có những cái sự tiến triển về mặt kinh tế cũng như ngoại giao, nhưng rất tiếc tuy những cái vấn đề bàn giao vẫn diễn tiếp, bàn giao vẫn diễn tiếp, nhà nước Việt Nam vẫn chưa chứng tỏ sự tôn trọng luật quốc tế, đặc biệt là sự quan hệ liên quan đến tuyên ngôn quốc tế nhân quyền cũng như hiệp định quốc tế về vấn đề dân sinh cũng như quyền chính trị mà Việt Nam hiện nay là đã ký kết.
Instead of respecting human rights and the freedom of the press, the government of Vietnam has repeatedly used, in quotes, national security laws such as Article 79 and Article 88 of the Vietnamese Penal Code to crack down on dissidents and to impose harsh sentences upon them. Just 2 weeks ago, a university student, Win was given a 6-year sentence, and a computer technician, Dinh Nguyen Ka, was given 8 years in jail for just distributing leaflets calling attention to Vietnam's sovereignty issues. They will also face an additional 3 years of house arrest upon their release. These are harsh sentences for individuals who only peacefully represent their opinions, and these are just 2 of many cases. According to human rights reports, there are at least 50 human rights defenders that have been arbitrarily detained within the last year alone. Currently, as we meet here even today, respected religious leaders such as the Supreme Patriarch, Thich Quang Do, of the Unified Buddhist Church of Vietnam, and Father Nguyen Van Ly, Pastor Nguyen Công Chin, along with many others, religious leaders, are either in prison or under house arrest. Just to continue, the persecution of prominent bloggers such as Ta Phang Tan, who received the State Department's 2013 Woman of Courage Award, journalists such as Phan Tan Hai and Ye Kai, who founded the Free Journalist Clubs, songwriter Viet Cong and Tran Buan Binh, the 14 Catholic youth activists, and most recently human rights lawyer Le Quoc Quan, have been strongly criticized and condemned by international rights organizations around the world for their illegal incarceration.
Rất tiếc nhà nước Việt Nam không tôn trọng nhân quyền và quyền báo chí căn bản nhất, quyền tự do ngôn luận cũng như quyền để cho công dân đều tụ họp. Và đây là những cái quyền mà chính trong hiến pháp của Việt Nam đều có, và đặc biệt là nhà nước Việt Nam cứ nêu lên những vấn đề bảo vệ an ninh để giam cầm những người chuyện này, như điều khoản 709 hay là điều khoản 88, để đàn áp nhân quyền của những nhà dân chủ. Quý vị đều biết là chỉ trong 2 tuần qua, sinh viên Nguyễn Phương Nguyên đã bị kết án 6 năm tù, cũng như sinh viên Đinh Nguyên Kha đã bị kết án 8 năm tù vì tội truyền bom để bảo vệ lãnh thổ Việt Nam. Ngoài ra, tuy là họ đều bị kết án này, họ còn bị kết án thêm 3 năm quản chế sau cái thời gian thi hành án. Những cái kết án nặng nề này là chỉ là một số những cái ví dụ mà đã xảy ra trong thời gian qua. Quý vị cũng đều biết, chỉ trong 1 năm qua có hơn 50 nhà dân chủ bị kết án một cách rất là vô lý và vô cớ. Hiện nay khi chúng ta đang họp mặt ngày hôm nay, cũng có một số những nhà lãnh đạo cũng như những cái nhà lãnh đạo tôn giáo tại Việt Nam bị quản chế, như là thầy Thích Quảng Độ, hoặc là cha Nguyễn Văn Nguyễn Văn Lý, cũng như là mục sư Nguyễn Công Chính và một số những người khác chúng ta đều biết. Ngoài ra có một số những nhà báo và những người nổi tiếng về vấn đề blogging, Tạ Phong Toàn, hoặc là Phan Tấn Hải và Điếu Cày, hoặc là nhạc sĩ Việt Khang, Trần Vũ An, hoặc là 14 sinh viên công giáo. Đây là một số những người đã bị kết án trong thời gian qua. Và hiện nay chúng ta đều làm việc với Liên Hiệp Quốc để đưa ra những vấn đề này, và thế giới quốc tế đang lên án về những cái vụ giam cầm bất vô lý này.
Thank you. United Nations Working Group on Arbitrary Detention has ruled that these arrests, these detentions, are a violation of international law. They not only worry the Vietnamese communities around the world, but they are troubling signs that members of Congress, such as myself, have, and my colleagues, Congresswoman Sanchez and Congressman Royce. We are very troubled by this. Ambassador Shear, when you're speaking, I hope that you will be able to shed some light on the current situation in Vietnam, particularly in the area of human rights, religious freedoms, and nonviolent democracy movement. You will let us share with us what is taking place. And I hope that you will also be able to address some of the questions from our audience today. People who are concerned with what's going on in Vietnam and our efforts of our government to support the people of Vietnam. Before, I'm just going to have 2 other people welcome us, and then I will introduce the ambassador. So next, I'd like to have the mayor come up, Mayor Tri Tha, to please welcome us to Westminster. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and I'm so honored to be here. And first, I'd like to welcome Ambassador Shear, Congressman Lowenthal, and everyone to the city of Westminster, the beautiful city for all of us. I'm so honored to be here, and I want to thank Congressman Lowenthal for his dedication in serving our community, and really want to thank him for arranging this town hall meeting. I know that you're really busy, but you try to invite Ambassador to be here to give us an update about the situation in Vietnam. And your concerns is my concerns. So I really hope that we raise all the concerns to the Ambassador. So Ambassador would be able to put a lot of pressure to the Vietnamese Communist government. Until today, the Communist government in Vietnam, they still violate human rights and religious freedom. Many writers, young students, intellectuals, they were arrested and imprisoned just because they raised their concerns about human rights and religious freedom. And I think that really violated international law. So I'm really happy that you you are here today, so we continue to raise our concerns. I know freedom is not free, so we continue to fight for human rights and freedom in Vietnam.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for those inspiring words. And now I'm very pleased to introduce our own supervisor from Orange County, Supervisor Lee, to welcome everyone. It's a pleasure.
Good morning. I first want to thank Congressman Alan Lowenthal for hosting this important town hall for the Vietnamese American community. Ambassador, the Honorable, as you know, Orange County is a home to the largest Vietnamese residents outside Vietnam. Politically, we are a force. Entrepreneurship, we are a force. We are a force in this community, and we have been so honored to be able to live in this great country. But not only are we honored, but we do value what this country has given us. Freedom and democracy, freedom of religion, freedom of speech. Your presence here today means a great deal to all of us. And with Congressman Lowenthal's effort, Congresswoman Loretta Sanchez, Congressman Ed Royce as well, have been champions for human rights and religious freedom in Vietnam. However, the continuous struggle we see worldwide watching Vietnam has been very disappointing. And so we ask you today, please hear our concerns. We have to get something to send a strong message to the community that we honor human rights and religious freedom in this great nation. And yet, while Vietnam prospered from the richness of America, they should also prosper from the richness of our democracy and human rights. Again, thank you for having me here, and thank you for everybody for coming out and joining us this morning. Ambassador, thank you for your continued support to the Vietnamese community and for your leadership in Vietnam on our behalf.
Again, thank you, Supervisor, for those also inspiring words. Set a tone for what we would like to see happen today. Now, I'd like to introduce Ambassador Shear. David Shear was sworn in as the ambassador to Vietnam on August 4th, 2011. Ambassador Shear joined the Foreign Service in 1982. He has served in Sapporo, Beijing, Tokyo, Kuala Lumpur. In Washington, Mr. Shear has served in the Office of Japanese, Chinese, and Korean Affairs, and as the Special Assistant to the Undersecretary for Political Affairs. He was the Director of the Office of Chinese and Mongolian Affairs in 2008 and 2009, and served as the Deputy Assistant Secretary in the Bureau of East Asia and Pacific Affairs in 2009 through 2011. Ambassador Shear was a Rusk Fellow at Georgetown University's Institute of Diplomacy in 1998 and 99, and is a recipient of the State Department's Superior Honor Award and the Defense Department's Civilian Meritorious Service Award for his work on U.S.-Japanese defense relations. Graduate of Earlham College, Mr. Shear has a master's degree in international relations from the Johns Hopkins University. In addition, he has attended Waseda University, Taiwan National University, and Nanjing University. Quite a scholar. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the United States Ambassador to Vietnam, the Honorable David Shear.
Congressman Lowenthal, thank you very much for that kind introduction. Mayor Tri Ta, Orange County Supervisor Janet Nguyen,
distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very, very much for inviting me to join you today. The Vietnamese American community has a very, very strong voice, and we listen to it in Hanoi. The Vietnamese people listen to it in Vietnam. It's very important, and I'm delighted to be here with you to share my thoughts on U.S.-Vietnam relations, and for you to share your thoughts on the same subject, because we take your views very, very seriously.
Kính thưa quý vị, chúng tôi rất là hân hạnh được có mặt ngày hôm nay. Một điều mà chúng tôi muốn khẳng định ngày hôm nay là tiếng nói của cộng đồng Việt Nam, đặc biệt là người Mỹ gốc Việt, rất là mạnh và lớn, và được nghe từ đại sứ Mỹ ở tại Hà Nội cũng như người dân Việt Nam.
I'm going to go through a very brief presentation of pictures in a couple of minutes, but before I do that, I want to describe for you how I approach my job and how I view U.S.-Vietnam relations.
Kính thưa quý vị, trước khi chúng tôi chia sẻ một số những cái hình ảnh chúng tôi muốn chia sẻ là những công việc của chúng tôi hàng ngày như thế nào.
The U.S. government wants a